Let's get into this reaction of the Carabao Cup. Liverpool have just been defeated by Newcastle United 2-1 in the Carabao Cup final. Newcastle United finally gets their trophy. Let's talk about it. In just 1 week, Liverpool have completely fumbled the thought of a potential treble. They've completely fumbled it. You go into the week, and I was going to make a video about this, but I got very busy. You go into this game with a 1-0 lead, going into Anfield against PSG, a team that has never really won these big games in these settings. And I'm not going to lie, I know PSG looked better in the first leg, but again, I was just betting on the fact that you're in Anfield, that crowd's going to be going nuts. This Liverpool side prior to that game has been looking fantastic. What is there not to love? And that's just not what happened with Liverpool. Liverpool ended up really, again, just not doing what they needed to do. I felt like the attack really struggled in that game. PSG did a great job of scoring early, putting pressure on Liverpool, and I just loved what I saw from their keeper and specifically their center backs. Their center backs did a great job. They did a great job, and I gotta say, and this is gonna be a theme with the rest of this video in Liverpool right now, but specifically about this player here that I adore. Mo Salah did not show up in that game. He got pocketed, and he got pocketed again today in the Newcastle game. Very disappointing from that Liverpool side. They just really got to be better in those situations. And again, you end up losing to PSG. And I thought going into this game, okay, it's a letdown. It was a letdown spot maybe for Liverpool on Tuesday, but this is the big game. You know you at least can lock in for this one. Not that you shouldn't have been locked for the Champions League, but this is the one like, okay, we can still salvage the season. There's still a lot to be, happy about. Look, it's the Champions League. Realistically, you probably weren't going to win it. Yes, you had a good shot, but you didn't know if you're going to win the Champions League. But it's the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, a team that you have been able to have some success against. I think they could get it done. Man, that was just not the case today. It was not the case. Liverpool just could not match the intensity of Newcastle United. The team was a lot more physical, in my opinion. I also thought they were a lot more high energy. They just were really controlling the tempo in those big moments. And it just kind of looked like Liverpool to me. I almost looked lethargic out there. Just at times, again, when Newcastle really had those big moments, it was due to physicality. It was due to, again, just kind of wanting it a little bit more, and also a little bit of lack of focus from Liverpool, in my opinion. And again, we will get into that, but I just thought that they would show up, and they just didn't. I just did not like how that team looked today on the pitch. I just did not love their body language, and just overall the effort was not there, in my opinion. And again, no one on the Liverpool attack today really just scared me. I mean, God, they put Darwin Nunez in, and I was just like, I'm not. After the Champions League game, I was just like, oh, God, does this guy have the confidence? Like, this is another big game that he's got to, show up in. But I really didn't see much from Diaz. Again, Salah, I can't. I was watching the game. I was watching a few other things as well, and I could have missed some chances. But I really just don't think he had much of an impact today on the game. It was just a bad performance from that Liverpool attack, and it's just really having at the worst time of the season right now. Because again, credit to them for the Premier League. That's nothing to put down. But man, in these big games, you got to show up, and no one is seeming to be that guy right now. Now, again, getting into what Newcastle did, because, of course, they deserve credit, even though, obviously, the more shocking part of this video is that Liverpool lost. Dan Burn with a great header to get it going for Newcastle. And, again, looking back at that terrible defending by Liverpool, no one is marking Dan Burns. Why? Why is he not getting marked? I don't understand. The commentator said he is the tallest player. I think he's either the tallest player on the pitch or he's the tallest player for Newcastle. Why was he not getting marked? He had it was just so open. He had so much space just to get that off. There was really no one even really close to him. The closest guy was McAllister. I just did not like what I saw there from Liverpool. Terrible defending. Again, a lapse of concentration, and Newcastle capitalizes off of that. And that's how you really start to make a great side start to feel a little shaky, because you make them, you're capitalizing off of a dumb mistake. It's not that, they just got a lucky goal. No, like, they messed up and they made a mistake. And of course, Dan Burn is a fan favorite for Newcastle, so I really think that helped with the momentum, getting the crowd fully into the game. Not that they weren't already, but yeah, that really got it going, and that place was a madhouse after that. And then, of course, this is about to be some insane glazing, but the glazing is completely worth it. This man, Isak, is him. He is him. I love watching Alexander Isak. This guy is phenomenal. He is everything I want in a striker. He sees the ball, gets it, bang, hits it into the net, just like that. Newcastle's up 2-0. Again, and I'm speaking from an Arsenal fan's perspective. How many times have I seen a freaking guy in the box just get a ball placed to him right there, and he either shanks it, misses it, or just decides to second guess and doesn't want to hit it. This man, Isak, again, it's clinical. It is a clinical job with finishing. He just gets it done. I mean, my God, and just his positioning is fantastic. He's quick. Again, of course, has a great leg where he can fire those shots if he needs to. He's just clinical, and you need that up front, and Newcastle have that. It was a great goal by him. And again, I'd love to see if my thing is, will he stay with Newcastle? Is that going to be doable? I was hearing certain things that if they somehow finish top 4, he would consider staying, but I don't know if that's going to be doable. Will they consider selling him? Who would want to buy him? I mean, I would love for Arsenal to get him. I just don't know if they have the money. I was also hearing maybe Barcelona would be interested. That's the most stuff I've heard, but I'd really love to see what happens with him because, man, if he stayed with Newcastle, I wouldn't be mad because, again, I don't mind when guys stay, but at the same time, I need someone like that on my team with Arsenal because that guy is just clinical. But yeah, just love watching his game. Ton of credit to Isak. Fantastic player. Yes, Liverpool scored, but again, it was so late, and I just didn't realistically think that was going to change much. Sure, did you have to tighten up a little bit in those last couple minutes just in case? Yeah. But overall, it just didn't seem like a real threat to me. Yes, they scored, but I don't know. I'm just disappointed in Liverpool's energy today. I am very curious to see how the side responds going forward because you do still have some big Premier League games, but for the most part, you have this wrapped up. So I'm like, okay, how is this team going to play after the break? We'll have to see. And now Liverpool don't even have the FA Cup to play for either. Again, it's just another opportunity that has been fumbled by this team this year. And it's just such a weird year now looking at them because they, again, are a great side. But my God, in these big games when they really need this, they have not been able to get it done. And last thing I wanted to say was credit to Newcastle fans. Those fans are fantastic. They brought it all game. I love the energy. I love the passion. In my opinion, they were way better than the Liverpool fans today. And when those two teams scored those goals, man, those fans were going nuts. Wembley was shaking. For me, as someone that, again, has been watching football for only about 2-3 years now, cup finals are one of my favorite things in sports, just in general. I love NFL playoff games. I love college football playoff games. Playoff baseball is fantastic. NBA 7-game series are fantastic. But something about a cup final really does hit. I don't know what it is, man. It's just the energy. It's the passion. It's the stadium that's half and half. We don't really get that as much in America. You get some of that, but I don't know. I just love that it's at an iconic stadium. And it was for a trophy for, again, a fan base that hasn't had a major trophy in 70 years. You could see how much this meant to them, how much it meant to the players. Again, I think Newcastle have been having a fantastic year after having a little bit of a drop last year with having to manage the Champions League, even though they didn't even get out of the group stage. It's just been a really solid year for Newcastle, in my opinion, and I just really like what they've been doing. And overall, I'm very happy for their fans. That's what I have for you guys today. Be on the lookout for some Champions League quarterfinals. Is it quarterfinals or whatever that is? Be on the lookout for some new Champions League predictions. I want to try to get into that scene. So yeah, watch out for that. I'm going to have a lot of time this week, so expect a lot more videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. Drop a comment down below. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.